kind of weird lighting. Sorry about that. But I don't know. I just wanted to ramble on about scenarios that can happen with people that aren't necessarily in their bodies, not enough to feel anything harmonious going on because you get the feeling first in your guts about stuff, right? Now, there could be a faction of people or a certain percentage that is higher on the level of ignoring all of that than some other people. And I think it's a very serious subject matter because after a while you can get sick when you keep ignoring how you feel. It's like, well, you can get sick with some scenarios, but money, if you figure you're running for money and you're shutting your feelings down in order to get money, then it can numb you out. But still, it depends on who you are and what you're doing, right? That whether or not that you actually get a disease or you get the most common thing that it doesn't have to do with money, but it really has to do with, and maybe it does correlate with how we work with money. Maybe so. Um, how you get along with somebody, if you actually get along with them at all. If there is a good rapport, why are you associating really? See, there you go. Somebody used to ask me this, it was before COVID-19 was announced, where we were talking a lot for hours, and one of the things he would bring up and try and make me think about it, which I didn't do enough of thinking about it now, but I certainly have done enough of thinking about it, which is interesting because to think about money at, like non-objectively or even non-subjected to it is hard for a lot of people. Some people think it's an element found on the periodic scale where the creation of creation is happening and money is responsible for it. And it's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's a faction of people who are so fucking disconnected from even universal law, so I keep poking around saying that there's a way that you can start bringing up those laws by capitalizing your letters. I don't really speak of that very like say this is why you guys and because you want to hook your money up into the universal laws, not the laws of quote unquote man, what they call it, which is highly manipulative. Oh my God, if you just knew what was kind of going on with that and how that, oh my God, how it's been reversed on us and how it needs to be reversed back into universe. Or otherwise, this fucking so-called civilization is failing itself. And it's, well, yeah, well, we already know. I mean, comment section down below. Do you not fucking even question any of this shit? I'm 51 years old come on September 26th. It's not our piggy bank, babes. A lot of people don't understand what I'm saying. And it's like, it's a universal law, really, if you're a human and you knew where, okay, that's supposedly that was either some really high-minded scientist, right, who kind of just knew, excuse me, we don't die here. To me, that sounds like a woman. It's like, excuse me, like some people can remember their incarnations, man. You see, there's plenty of stories about that. And when you consider that kind of thing, if you're open-minded enough and you kind of like think out of the box right there, kind of like, whoa, what if it's not all about the physical body? What if I do come in and out of this realm somehow, some way? At least I said it like that is because we suspect that it's just as controversial as getting into another country, I think, I mean, as far vibrationally, so you have to be aligned to heaven. Now, I say, and a lot of people would say and back me up, very few, but they're here, believe me, daring people. I say heaven is now. It's beyond mind. It's beyond even people. There is a myth that people can be now, and it's just a myth. Otherwise, for sure, people do not exist. From where are they coming? Getting back to the kinds of people that are out there that don't even realize that they're not getting along, really, not really. Their vibes suck. Nobody should be put in a position where you have to feel like you take it personally. I say move around enough and get around enough people to where you start aligning and vibing. You see, the thing is with The higher vibrational frequency, which is love itself, really highly creative people, like, okay, so like Tesla was one, or whoever really made an impact on humanity by way of their meditation, receiving information and trying to recreate something here. They might have a problem with being boundaryless, kind of like, and then that's where predators can get them. It doesn't come from them being naive or stupid. It comes from them doing what they have to do, which is to become vulnerable. And they do that by communicating that they have something they've found, and I am this, and I know this, and really you can just feel their energy coming off of them. And really, a lot of the Western modern day, getting back to the certain kind of people that are breeding out there, that are being programmed up in a certain way, that it's way away from knowing who you really can be, who you really are, how it really is, like as far as universal law. And so their communications is different. They're very worldly, I'd say materialistic, and it's kind of like very boring. By the way, it's not out of the box, that's for sure. It's gonna drag you into a loop and of just mediocrity, and that's fucking painful shit. I don't know about you people, but I can't do that. And I've made tons of videos here, and I have 2,500 videos up, but really that's on top of another 2,500 that I've closed off. And I think what I'm going to do eventually, I'll have some like 5-minute videos that come up that only explain videos. The bottom line is that I'm going to make people pay a monthly fee for to see my daily videos if I make them daily or 3 times a day. So anyway, gotta make money somehow, some way. A lot of people have a one-sided view about money, and it's worse than a fucking slave. Why is it worse, Shauna? How can it possibly be worse than just a fucking slave? People that don't know that they are enslaved, and now they're working for doing the karmic bidding of an entity off in the background that has horns called the devil over there. Excuse me. And so there's where it's kind of making more and more sense. It's like, no, but sense, CENTS, to try to break off as a human civilization. How do you do that, Shauna? How do you do that? Through your language. Know your language and start speaking above the level of these people that do not really listen to what they're saying. They don't know what they're saying. I'm fucking so serious about this. Okay, so what will be happening with Uranus? A sensation, a whole explosion, a new thing is going, you wouldn't believe it, it's going to come up through communications. Something is going to just break through and make us all break through. Well, I've totally found something that's like, this is it. And how do we get through all of the hijacking and all of the blur that is going to come up? There's going to be a lot of communications about communications. Well, you'll see. There's going to be other stuff going on besides just tra-la-la, you know what I mean? There's a fucking world war happening. It's hideous. It's happening. For the Aries organism, the part of the organism that's the Aries part, which is our nervous system, needs to go on trial and say, excuse me, I exist here. And when I feel something in my gut and my brain is informed about it, I have to act in a certain way. And when I do, I get reactive abuse. Bingo. Yes. No more do you get set in the corner as baby Aries who we seem to have a problem. Well, a lot of times we walk with fists and we're the first one to do it. We're like, no, just take action, just do it, and don't be afraid. And if I have to explain once again, it rules heroes in the big book of Aries. So we have big books that you can flip through that all the signs rule a certain kind of personality type and a way. Of course, a planet rules them, which is ruled by Mars, man. Very highly misunderstood character, by the way. God, there's a divine essence when they're not being fucked with. I call it now, it's the virgin. We were talking about this. A lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about when they say things, especially those Christians over there that are regurgitating scripture talking about a Holy Ghost and the Father and the Son, babes, you people are psychologically homosexual. How do you like that? As men. As men. And women, they don't even exist. They're a Holy Ghost over there. And if you just look at it's really hard to put together a natural thing that children can agree that this is the truth of what we observed, because you don't know who the mother is and you don't know who the father is, and it's just weird. Okay, so here comes my cat. She wants to know what's happening. Hey, it's 11 minutes on 11:55. Did I edit any? If I did, then that's too bad. I was trying to zero in on our Uranus. It goes retrograde already here in September, and now I'm turning the page, and it actually hits Taurus for the last time. It's kind of a trip that Uranus does this. It was in Taurus for the last 7 years, and it just hit Gemini in, I think it was May or June or something. Beautiful, and then, but it's going back. Here's my kitty, and it's going to remind us about the Earth and our values, the real earthy part of us that needs to get all of that straightened out. Hi. Hi. So this is happening in November, when it goes all the way to 27, and that's when it goes direct in February at 27. But see, that's enough to trine my Venus, and it's enough to feel like, well, we're not out of this weird occupation of the genius being stuck in. It's so weird to explain Uranus in Taurus, but it's like Aquarius has to deal with um, sitting out in the forest without any technology. But see, the thing is that Taurus is what is happening is what we're trying to tell everybody, and what's trying to drill into our perception is that you yourself as a human being is a technology, and reality itself, the way it's rendering, is how we have computerization. A lot of the ways that the stuff that we have, like medically, to observe, like MRI machines and stuff like that, and even see like lie detectors, is coming from having studied the electromagnetic field of the human occupation, the human body, as well as telepathy. See, a telepath. Do you think telephones? Oh boy. Do you think telephones have to do with anything? See, pathy, what does that mean? It just means a pathway. See, our space here in front of your face, in between your nose and the computer, there's a place called space there, and it's not empty. It's like highly electrical. It's plasma, what they call plasmatic field, or the unifying field. See, the unifying, that's getting back to the universe and stuff. Really, if you're watching this right here, right now, you're in the chaos now, babes. How's your spacesuit going? Do you have a fuzzy animal to carry and help you realign everything and everything, anything and everything? Your heart, mainly, your electronic system. You are highly electrical. You are made of water. It's very highly electrically conductive. Yeah, you're in an electrical environment. It's more together than you'll ever know. See, that's what Uranus in Taurus is going to try to remind us, as well as we're going to see some more Earth changes that are going to go on between now and this time, when Uranus is in Taurus again, starting in November. It hits Taurus, yeah, and then it goes back, and it's in Taurus until February of next year. Here, let me just turn the page and see how far it goes, because then, it's going to go back into Gemini in April. And see, in between now and April, babes, mark my words, the Earth is going to rear up more, and we don't know really if it's technological. I say it's all technological. I say every bit of the universe is highly technological. Yeah, if you're watching this, you're in the chaos now. There is now that you have to contend with, and outer space there, and we're on the same frequency level here. Pardon my cat; she's very kind of hyperactive. She really wants to know what takes up my time and energy. She's like, "Hey, what up? I want my muffin." Rhyme, po, ti, niba, ti. Oh, so anyway, cherish your little good vibes. You know, your good vibe animals and your good vibe people. You know, right? That's what I was kind of beginning this 17 minutes now. Coin. Coin. How do you like that? Did I coin any terms for you, babes? I was trying to tell you how money has to be hooked up more into a harmonious thing. See, because of, just see how hectic society is. It's in accordance to what money is up to. Like, okay, you've always heard it. Did it just fade off into the distance and who cares? And what do you mean? Of course it did. Because nobody has good feeling. Nobody has good meaning. What, Shauna? God, can you make sense at least one fucking minute here? I'm talking about when they tell you where you watch out where you put your money and watch out who you work for, right? It's fucking too late for that, man. We are fucking so jacked. And there's basically there's a gang, kind of like as you could say is a gang, and they don't even know that they're in it, but they love it. It's Satanism. And it's the easiest thing anywhere and everywhere in the universe. You can practice being one of these stupid fucking parasitical kind of beings or entities that practice Satanism. If you're a human, it comes in the form of people denying that anything exists at all, including even a feeling of yes or no. Like, how do you even tell? So if it's a yes, all they have to do is a very easy practice. Wherever they are in the universe, just say no. If it's a darn hell yeah, and you are correct, it's a hell no. No, you don't know. And you have work to do, kind of a thing. What I'm saying is just, see, Christ or Jesus would say to do the opposite of what the world suggests for a reason. And of course, when you can listen to Satanism or Satanism, that's what they practice. But it's easy peasy for them because it takes no discipline to shut down a feeling and to keep feelings down. They have no discipline. They don't know the work it takes to start integrating emotions into, say, the human body. I mean, it's questionable whether or not they even have a human body. See, we hear of spiritual possession when it comes to Satanism, and that's exactly what we can start talking about now and making a sensation go across virally, because it's nothing that I'm making up. That perhaps it's not human after all. Maybe it's interdimensional. Maybe it's not really doing well in the universe. And the answer is yes, yes, yes. That's true. It's kind of struggling with a lot of things here. That's why you don't see it blatantly, because it would just be uh, get get rid of it. It would be cleaned out. I mean, it's kind of illusory here, though. See, if enough people are stricken by the virus, I'm sorry. What I mean is, they're taken by Satanism. See, the thing is a lot of people don't know, but that's what they're programmed under. So there's where you see Christ living in hell, looking up, saying, "God, forgive these people. They don't know what they're doing." Not yet, anyway, right? But see, when and if they do, and the thing is we get the feeling that we know that they know that they know. See, we're going to talk about your narcissism or your sadomasochistic friend over there who poses as a friend. First of all, they don't have fun, and they don't want you to have fun. Period, man. The signature that comes with them is the killjoy thing. I don't know about you, but life isn't worth living unless you're feeling joy. What the fuck? See, that's what Abraham Hicks says. You know, the one who channels through Esther, that motivational speaker, who it's all about that. Is you experience joy, you smile, and it will come to you. Make space for it of just accepting and allowing is what she says a lot. She uses key words and stuff, and I could have my certain way of explaining what it is. And one person makes sure to tell us, it's like, well, what Abraham Hicks doesn't really specify and exaggerate, which should happen, is the phenomena of alignment. vibrationally. After a while, it's hard to lift yourself up if you've fallen down vibrationally, say like with people. Now, what is it? See, right now, no, I would advise you right now, I think that we're still situating. You wait another 6 months when Uranus finally goes into Gemini and Neptune finally goes into Aries for one last time, and like what we're looking at is Saturn and Aries. I think Saturn finally, in the meantime, they're kind of going like this, and Saturn's not catching up, but they're going backwards into Pisces. It's so weird. It's, see, what we're going through now, and I don't know when I posted this, this is probably after the 8th, the next video coming up. How do you like my hair? I put it up, sir. Klein? Yeah, watch out for real women. Do not give us money, starve us out. Hi, Jesus, what's that you? Girl, how am I gonna do this? You're fine. It's me, just a kid at heart, you know. I do not appreciate this fucking mirrorless society of so-called adults, right? That are just way too fucking serious, man, about something that's not even their idea. I understand that you're as serious as a child at play because you've got a great idea and it feels good. You have friends. See, where is that now? I'm pretty sure that's like there's a movement politically, and it's called social media, where we're supposed to identify, first of all, what do these words mean? And what is a real friend? See, in India, they have a movement there where become enlightened. That's all it is. This is the mission. It's just to become a human being. That's it. And a lot of materialists and people that have this desire of the mind to stay more real than now, baby, they are going to challenge it. You know, they don't like, it doesn't feel comfortable for them. So there's the world over there, but see, there's where you have sanctuaries and monasteries and stuff, where there should be a real understanding of, no, we understand what reality is. Reality is peace, and if you don't like peace, then you don't like reality. And that's what we don't like about the narcissist, is that they are fucking not locative of reality. They can't just kind of blend in and say, you know what, I, as the mind, not the I, not the third eye, but the ego I. See, I point out that there's the uppercase I, which is a block. You should never really see it in uppercase I. In fact, you're going to see it more and more, and it's not a coinky dinky, babes, that you're going to see it. Because the fact is when you see the I in lowercase, that means that that's an I who is open. That's a lowercase I. That's an I who's connected to reality. Small case I. Why? Because what I'm telling you about the interfacing system sent from benevolent beings who live in outer space, the English alphabet and its language derived, but mainly when I start pointing at the symbols, that's a symbol that you're looking at, the I. It's actually the capital I, but now the I is open. It has this other part that it's like the third eye. It's the third eye witness. It's outer space. It made it into outer space. Just beyond the nose. Remember me? It's never going to get old. What I'm up to, I'm never going to let it go. I'm hoping to save a lot of people and make them come together in more peace than ever. Through meditation, you got to do it, babes, because the mind is going to tell you, no way, I'm way more important. And when it starts to see that it's actually not real, the mind isn't real. No, real is real, babe. Reality is real. REA. Um, oh, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's a it's like they'll get huffy puppy unless you're in a monastery. See, you're gonna fucking fight these people that do not know what reality is, and they will defend their mind as being more important than being present to the truth and reality. You, kindness, and even sanity. Bye bye. Welcome to the world out there. Now, did you meet these people yet? And what are we gonna do now? See, you're enslaved to them, right? You have to go work for, huh? You don't even know who your fucking boss is. And the people that you call your boss, they don't know who their boss is. And it's like, no, we've got to stop that. Most likely because it's a useless service. I don't know. Really, really look at it. See, I just have this theory, and it's not my theory, it's another theory that's come out, it's a the theory, and maybe keep this in mind. If you have lost sight of three things, In life, you've gone completely mad. And those three things are basically, of course, you want land. Can you put your feet on the earth and live in reality? Really, it's reality that you want. Really, I'd love to switch it over to that. But when we talk about the organism, see, there's the non-physical, which you can say reality. We want reality. But see, that's what in the envelopes land. So you want land. Two, you want fresh water. Make sure your water's fresh. Make sure you can use the land water in conjunction with the land because you want food. If you've lost sight of those three things, you've gone mad. You're insane. Think of that. Like, what do you do in your daily routine? How do you contribute into your own situation there that you need those things in order to not be insane?